Welcome! Today we're looking at functions in relational database management systems, and specifically in MySQL. So functions are pre-written actions that can be called at a specific moment. MySQL and other relational database management systems have a lot of functions that we can peruse. In this tutorial we're going to look at count, sum, average, min, max, concat, rand, now, versions, the date, and the DATEDIFF. So count, it returns the amount of rows in a table or in a column. Sum, it sums up something that we give the database. Average, it returns the average value from a column. Min and max, it returns the minimum or maximum values from a column. Concat, it's used to concatenate or basically glue two column values together. Rand returns a random value between 0 and 1. Now, it returns the current date and time. The version function can be called like this or can be called like this. It returns the database version. The same with dates. So we can extract the date part from a date time or get difference in days between two dates. So we use functions together with a select query or standalone. So with a select query, functions look like this. Select function from table. What this would do is return the count of all rows in the table. If we have 1,000 rows in a table, it would return 1,000, and so on and so forth. We specify a wildcard to know how many rows are in a table and specific columns like ID to know how many rows are in a specific column. So sum is used to sum the values up in a specific column. So if we say sum ID, this would sum up all of the ID values in the cars table. Other functions work similarly, so if we say average ID, it returns the average ID from the cars table. Min and max, it obviously returns minimum and maximum values of a column from a table. Concat is used to concatenate two values, two columns together. Select rand. We can use it as a standalone function because it just returns a numeric value between 0 and 1. The same goes with now. This just returns the current date and time, so we don't need to specify any columns or any tables. Exact same goes with the version. So select version would return the version of our database. The date and DATEDIFF would extract the date part from a date time or get difference in days between two dates. So let's see how these queries look like and how they execute. We will see that we have 6,002 rows in a table with the count function. The sum of IDs from the cars table is as follows. The average ID from the cars table is as follows. The minimum ID from the cars table is 1 because obviously we start counting from 1. The maximum ID from the cars table is 6,118. The random value between 0 and 1 is as follows. The current date now is as follows. The database version is as follows. What I would also like you to note is that you can also use aliases. So if you say select count of everything in a table from the cars table, this would also return 6,002 because the cars table has 6,002 rows. But if you include an alias together with an as clause, then name it x, this would return the count of everything in a table in a column named x and not count. So the results would be as follows. You can see that the column is named x because we specified as x here, and the number is the exact same because we have 6,002 rows in the table. So specify an alias together with the s clause for the column not to be named as the function.